Hello everyone, this is Joe. Welcome to the How HCG Works page, or the HCG Diet page, the what the heck is this stuff, that page. So I wanted to kind of clear a lot of the questions and maybe that you get, maybe just help you understand really what it's all about. Hopefully ease your mind a little bit about it and, honestly get you excited. You have a great opportunity. If you're looking to lose some weight, this is an amazing opportunity because you're literally working with something that's so safe, that's so effective, and it works fast that, you don't have to spend a lot of time getting to your goal. We can do it quick. We can get you right there where you want to be right away. And so let's go ahead and answer some of the, kind of the main, what the heck is this stuff? So HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, okay? It doesn't even work. Don't even try to repronounce it because it doesn't matter. Call it HCG. Here's the deal. It's a hormone, most widely known as the pregnancy hormone, okay? It's released into the body during pregnancy at high doses. Really high doses of 150,000 international units, which is a lot. And what happens is your hypothalamus gland in your brain, which they call it the brain's brain, right? It's in charge of your metabolic responses. It's in charge of your metabolism. What happens, HCG is released into the body when a woman becomes pregnant. Your hypothalamus gland will say, okay, we see HCG in the system. Let's mobilize stored fat to make sure the baby has access to food 24 hours a day while the baby's in utero. Okay? So then people say, well, okay, if it's a pregnancy hormone, if it happens in a woman, how is it okay for a man? Well, if you think back, if you remember, maybe if you do a little research, we all start out as females. Before we develop into either a male, or a female when the chromosomes split, we do all that, we're all females. Also, your hypothalamus gland doesn't care whether you're a male or female. It doesn't matter. Its job is metabolism. That's one of its jobs, excuse me. It's got many hats that it wears, but the metabolic responses, it's going to metabolize food and everything else exactly the way it's best for your body, okay? So to create the best health that it can. Now, how does the HCG drops work then? So if HCG is natural, how does the drops help? What does it do? Well, you take these drops, and what they are is they are a homeopathic version of the product. They're literally extracted directly as the hormone in pure form from the human body. Okay, so you take this pure ingredient, they dilute it down with some purified water and alcohol. The alcohol base is for preservation of the product, so that you open it, you don't have to throw it in the refrigerator. It also lets it last on the shelf a lot longer. But what it also does, excuse me, there's actually like crazy bird, a huge flock of birds flying around here. But what it also does is it's also going to help open up the capillaries and allow for better absorption of the ingredients into the body. So, but what's great about homeopathy and what's great about the homeopathic version of the product, because it is available in injections, and I don't even go there, so I'm not even going to give you 2 seconds of my time on it, but the homeopathic product is so safe. It's diluted down. It's got, ours has a 3 times dilution scale. It's 12, 30, and 60, which means that it's diluted down so deeply that it's a very minute amount of the actual ingredient left in the product. And what homeopathy is after is the energetic value that's held within a product. We all have to agree everything is energy. Everything from, the ground that you walk on, to your body, to water, to, the camera that I'm filming this on. It's all the same stuff. It's all energy. And what we're after is that energetic memory, that energetic, value that's in the product. Same thing we do with food. We eat food, we want the actual energy that's in it. That's what we're after. And so what we're after is the energy that's within the HCG that will, when it's ingested, it'll create the same biochemical and energetic response within the brain. And your hypothalamus gland will say, okay, hey, we ingested some HCG, we recognize it in the body, we need to mobilize stored fat the exact same way it would if you were pregnant. So it mobilizes fat, it dumps it into your bloodstream to use it as energy. So literally, the exact way that it works, you're burning your own fat as energy. It's amazing. There's nothing out there, and I promise you, I've done more research than you can even imagine. I've consulted with so many doctors, pharmacists, and weight loss experts, and we haven't found anything that does this. That literally can actually create a biochemical response in the body that is completely natural. You take a pill that's chemically designed, and it's got all these different, things in it. It's supposed to trick the body to create a response. But not everybody has that response. And a lot of times, it's theory. So what's awesome is you put something into the body like HCG that's completely natural, that your body knows. It knows what to do with it. You take it in a manner that's natural, obviously through the mouth. You take in the HCG, your body can naturally create the response it's supposed to create, and that is mobilize stored fat, get it out of the system, and burn it as energy. So that's what you end up having. The amount of fat is approximately 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day is what's moving through your system. On top of that, you follow the diet program. Everybody's got this fear of the 500 calories. If you have 2,000 to 3,000 calories of fat moving through your system, and you put on another 500 calories on top of that, all of us can do easy math. That's 2,500 to 3,500 of calories that you're living on per day. That is a lot. So don't mind that fear, because it's not what you think it is. It's not just 500 calories and that's it. It's 500 calories plus a heck of a lot of fat moving through your system. And trust me, get started on the program, and I promise you, after a week, week and a half, you won't be able to finish the food on your plate, because you will be full. So the next question is why are these foods that are on this list, why are they there? And I apologize, I'm getting bugs all over. But so why are these foods there? What made them choose these exact foods? Chicory, fennel, veal. Veal isn't a very common food here in America. It's not on a ton of menus across the nation. So I started asking the question, to be honest, and started asking labs that create the product. They didn't know the answer. Started asking doctors. They didn't know the answer. Started asking other competitors. They didn't know a true answer. All they said was, oh, well, the product, they're nutrient dense. Well, they are. They're very nutrient dense, all of those foods. But so are most vegetables in some form or fashion. Almost every vegetable is highly, highly nutrient dense. So my question was, okay, why these particular foods? And so I kept doing research, came up with a few different reasons, some of them being the alkalinity. These are very high water content foods, which will help not only hydrate the system, which will oxygenate the system, will assist in fat loss. But then I figured out that if you were to look at the region in which the original diet was designed, which was back in Italy in about 1954, Dr. Simeon's created all of this stuff, which we'll get to in a second. But in that region, these foods were highly common. They were grown there. They were easily accessible. So if you look, that's pretty much the reason that those particular foods were met. Well, here I am standing in Northern California, and we've got, a free-range, grass-fed cattle ranch behind me. And we also, back out here, we've got some asparagus. Those foods, they're easily accessible here. We've got other foods that are very, very accessible here. America has, pretty much a different menu than Italy's going to have. So why can't those foods be eaten? So I started doing some research. We started testing a lot of people, thousands of people, and came up with the ability to eat different vegetables and different foods. So check out our food list, because our food list is different than everybody else's, but I promise you, and I promise you, the results are amazing. They're the same. They're better. We're the only company who has done control groups where we can actually tell you exactly to the decimal point what our weight loss, our average weight loss is. And with our control groups, it's 1.18 pounds a day. And nobody else has that data. Nobody else has that research. So, we go out and we do everything that we can to make this as valuable to you guys as possible. And so that's, where we are. But, an issue that I have had with this industry is that everybody refers everybody back to this Dr. Simeon's protocol from 1954. Well, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things are different. 1954, we didn't know anything compared to what we know now about the human body, about food, about the ingredients in food, about all of it. So with all of those advancements, with the technology changes, with everything that we've gone through, how can you still refer people back to the same protocol that was just that? It was just a protocol. It was an experiment back then. So what we've done is we've done so much research. We've done so much trial and error. God, we've worked with so many people and done so much to really find out exactly the core principles behind this, and we feel like we've got it down pat. We keep a very strict and very, I should say more so consistent results. Results of our product. It's amazing. And so, if you've got more questions, feel free to ask me. There's an Ask Joe link right below me. But the nutrient density in the foods is one thing. The region in which you're based is another. So in America, we have access to almost any vegetable that you could possibly want. So we've increased the food list and we've added, and we're going to continue to do that. So keep checking back with us. And if you've got a question, give me a call. You know, this isn't just a simple cut and dry, this is how it is. You know, we've made some alterations. We've made this program available for everybody. You know, I was the first one to put together the vegetarian and vegan option for this protocol. It's available. I got it. You know, we were the first ones to put together the diabetic program for this diet. How does this affect diabetes? Well, we've actually helped, using somebody who has a weight issue, we've actually helped them reverse diabetes and get rid of it. And I say that with a pause afterwards, get rid of it. I mean, you take somebody type 2 diabetic, they're overweight, they've been unhealthy, they've got all these things, their doctor says, okay, you have diabetes and this is how it is. HCG, the diet program, and what we've been able to create within people, they lose the weight, they get their body balanced, and next thing you know, their diabetes, the symptoms are gone. So we've seen that with arthritis, we've seen it with fibromyalgia, we've seen it with rheumatoid. So, you know, if you've got questions, please ask. Please feel free to ask. You know, but on this same page, there should be a daily routine that has every step of the way from, you know, wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, step on the scale, you know, take your drops, drink your water, on throughout the day to eating lunch and eating dinner, and then, you know, everything, you know, to go into bed. So the entire routine is there. I wanted to make this as simple as possible. And if you guys still happen to be confused, call me, email me, ask Joe, you know, use the link. So I hope this was a little informative. I hope that maybe you're excited to get using this, and I'm really excited to see some results. And like I said, you know, you have an amazing opportunity right now to take advantage of something that's extremely safe, because the homeopathic form, like I said, diluted in water and alcohol base, is so safe for your body that literally you could take it and use, you know, and oh, you know what, I don't want to do this. It'll get out of you in 24 to 48 hours. It's amazing. So, you know, you have a very safe alternative option to weight loss, and the best part is probably the part that I'm most excited about with this program. Once you start eating healthy, once you start getting used to doing the right things, the right foods, allowing your body to get back in balance, the habits that you create last for the rest of your life. And I'm not kidding, I'm not joking. We have very few people who revert back to the old habits of eating. Very few. Most people, my favorite email to get, and I get one, you know, every couple hours during the day, and I'm not joking, I get emails almost every single day. This program changed my life, is what I hear. And, you know, you can read an article on the blog about Cassie. Cassie's entire family changed. And I'm so proud of them, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to help them. It will change your life, and it will change your habits. It'll change your theory about food and health, and all of your beliefs will change, and you will live an optimal, vibrant life. And that's what our mission is. So if you have more questions, like I said, ask away, and I wish you the best of luck. And if there's anything we can do to assist you, please let us know. And take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.